First of all, look, let me tell you how I lost 7K last week. And look, just to make it worse, that 7K wasn't my biggest loss. Like, that wasn't the biggest loss in this thing. Like, that was just the upfront payment. Like, I couldn't imagine how much that long-term relationship would have been worth. Like, and look, before I start into my yapping session, I just want to say that it wasn't because my offer was off or he wasn't a qualified lead, but it was something more. I'm kind of disappointed to even say it. Like, that mistake costed me. I don't care about the 7K. All I care about is like the long-term growth. Like, that was a well client, which what I call a well client is usually a big client, like somebody huge, right? Like, I've lost on a long-term relationship with him. He was a huge client, like probably one of the biggest clients if I actually closed them. But because I was moving way too slow, I took too long to reply with them, and that caused me to lose them. And I'm kind of disappointed in that. And to this day, I'm still kind of overthinking about it. Till I'm recording this video, I'm still kind of overthinking about like what could have happened, what if I like got back to him faster, etc. Right? You know how us people get once we start overthinking stuff, and this is the same phase that I'm kind of going through it, right? But as again, I took too long to follow with him. Like, I was overthinking about the perfect message to send to him, and I got caught up in some client work. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of forgot about it until the last 4 days. I followed up back with him, and yesterday at night he sent me a message that broke my heart. Till this day, I'm still thinking about it. Like, I'm recording this video, I'm still thinking about it. It hurts. I'm going to try to be honest. It hurts because he was a huge partner that I could have signed him, but I was moving way too slow. I lost him, but too bad. As we are though, we can't go back in the past, and the only thing we can do about it is learn from it and embrace it, right? But look, here's also another thing that I've kind of noticed. Like, I've noticed a lot of you are currently doing the same thing, like moving way too slow, but you probably don't even realize it. For example, let me turn on your brain. For example, like, you might get a DM from a warm lead who has a few questions to ask you, right? And you take a full day just to think about the perfect message to tell him too, or you don't even get to see that message, because I know you get a lot of DMs from, let's just say, spam bots or people trying to pitch you. Like, sometimes you don't even see that, right? And the only thing that's doing is just killing your conversions. Like, I'm going to be straight up honest, and I'm not telling you to reply to every single DM, but just try to reply to almost every single DM from your leads, especially if they're asking you a question. Like, they might just be on the fence to actually purchasing your offer, and they just need a little push. They may actually become a paying client. Or, like, let me tell you what I've noticed so far. That's actually, it hurts me seeing, like, as somebody who kind of struggled with lead flow, it hurts me seeing this. But look, here's this other thing that's probably the thing that's killing almost every single thing in your business of you trying to close them. Like, for example, let's say you have a calendar, like a booked out calendar. Like, you struggle with lead flow, right? You have a booked out calendar, but you make them wait, let's say 3 to 6 days out. Do you really think they're still going to remember that they actually booked a call with you for the next 3 days? Like, no. Like, that urgency that was in them when they booked that call, that moment, it's probably already gone. And if we're being straight up honest, they're most likely not going to show up. And if you kind of struggle with show ups, this is why I just gave you the reason. You struggle with show up because you're way too slow, and that's causing you to waste your time and killing lead flow. That's the only thing that you're doing. And the whole reason why this happens is because you move way too slow, and not just in the DMs, but in almost every single aspect in your business. For example, you know that your funnel's not converting as much as it could. Like, you could work on that, but yeah, you still haven't improved it. Or you might need help with the back end. For example, as I said, if you're getting a lot of booked calls, you might need some sales reps or some setters, but yeah, you're still not ready to hire. And look, let me say this clearly so you can hear it. Speed and implementation is everything in business. Like, yes, speed and implementation is everything in business if you really want to grow. Like, that's the things you need: speed and implementation. The faster you do stuff, the faster you get through it. That's the thing that you need in business if you actually want to grow to, let's say, 50 80K per month. Because I'm currently working with a client who does that, and the fastest way he got to that is speed and implementation. And look, I'm not telling you to work way longer or harder. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to move smarter and with urgency. For example, let's say you might not need to post more content, right? Like you already have enough people in your system to close them. So what you need is a system that helps you move faster on what's already working. Like you might already have enough people in your DMs DMing you about your offer, etc. Right? What you need on that is somebody to manage your DMs. Like you could literally do this for $5 a day. You can hire a VA from the Philippines if you want to cheap out. But if you want like a better chance of actually getting calls booked from your DMs, or if you're selling in your DMs, you could literally hire a train setter. But again, if you want to cheap out, you could literally hire a $5 a day Philippines VA. Like it's that simple. Like we already have all of the tools that we need to grow our business. So like now let's just say you're on the next step. For example, like your calendar is booked out for the next 7 days after you hired the setter, and you actually got your results you want, right? And now you're on the stage where your calendar is booked out for the next 7 days. What you need to do here is shorten up your call time waits. And I know you might be saying like, oh well, my calendar is already too busy, I'm already booked out to the next 7 days. Like what I mean is that look, you could literally build out a system that filters out all of the unserious people and make sure it's only your most qualified leads can get through that system. Like for example, if somebody books a call with you and they're not that qualified, it will automatically cancel their call with you, and that way you could get back to your most qualified leads way faster. And as we know, the faster you get back to them, the more likely you're going to close them. What do we all want? We want to close more deals, right? And I just gave you the key there. The faster you get back to your prospects, the more likely they're going to buy. Like I just gave you the key front to that. And look, for the last step, before I end this, like stop waiting on everything to be perfect. Like just stop. Like nothing is perfect. Like we all move without knowing 100% of what the next step is. But yeah, we still do it. And the faster we overcome it, the faster we might actually fail, but the faster we might get to the next step. And look, listen, I want you to listen to this real quick. If you're tired of just sitting on qualified lead to don't convert because let's just say your process is way too slow, you could go below this video. I don't know where my marketing team is going to put that link and book a call with me, and not with my team or not with nobody else, but with me personally. And I'll go over your funnel to see what you actually might need to improve on to make sure that you're only getting on calls with serious people, so that way you can get back to your most qualified prospects as soon as possible. And that way, again, the more likely you're going to close them. And look, if you don't know what I do, I help coaches like you, yes, like you, build out their funnels and systems that make sure only pre-sold leads can actually get through their funnel. For example, if you're getting on calls with skeptical leads or unaware leads who ask you, oh, what your process looks like 20 times a week, yes, I make sure that only your most qualified prospects can actually get through that. I'll make sure that your marketing does 80% of the selling for you, so any sales call happens, well, I'll just say any closing call happens, it's just a close. For an example, I want to tell you about KJ before I end this video. Currently right now, when I started working with him, we were running just short form content, which it was pretty good. We were getting a lot of views, a lot of engagement, but the calls we were getting, it was hard as fuck to close because we were getting on calls with just unqualified people who probably just saw one of his reels, like a 50-second clip, and they got hit with his FOMO or urgency, and they decided to book a call with him. But once we were on the call with them, like they have no idea what his process looked like, or they have no idea what they needed to do that, for an example, blah, blah, blah. And we were getting a lot of objections, and objections wasn't the worst part. The worst part that we were getting told, oh, what does his process look like? How I actually know he's actually legit. Even I've seen a lot of his testimonials. I still need to see he's actually legit. I need to see his process. Like we needed to explain how his process works like 20 times a week, if we're being honest. And we weren't closing a lot of people, not because we were bad at closing, but because they weren't aware of how his process looked like, and they didn't have that deep connection with him. And look, if you feel like this is what you need to reach that next level to your business, let's just say you want to get to 50, 80k a month, you could click a link below this video. I still have no idea where they're gonna put it, but you can book a call with me and we'll go over your process, funnels, etc., and see if we could possibly talk about possible next steps. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.